works really well. It's a lot less messy than a fire extinguisher if you've ever seen that deployed. There's powder everywhere. It's a real mess. So that blanket works great. As you can see in the kitchen right now, I got to switch over to Firefighter E-Boy here. All right, how's everybody doing? All right, thanks for coming out. 2024 open house. We appreciate you being here. As Lieutenant Phil just said, our theme this year is smoke alarms make them work for you. So right now there's no fire, but we know we're at a dangerous level with that cooking oil, right? It's creating smoke. At this point, before you even get to a fire, that's when you want to turn the heat off, right? Number one, safe thing you can do is take away the heat source. Eventually, that's going to reach its ignition temperature, and you'll see flames on that spot, right? This works with bacon grease and any cooking oil. They will eventually heat up enough that they're going to cause a fire. It may not seem accurate, but almost half of home structure fires in the United States are caused by kitchen fires. The problem with that is people don't know what to do. We all think we can put water on fire and it goes out, right? Well, that's correct in most cases, but water and oil, do they mix? No, right? Water and grease, we don't want to mix them. So once that catches fire, we're going to show you what happens when you put one little cup of water on a small fire, right? Very dangerous. What you end up getting is a reaction. The water and the hot oil don't want to mix. So instead of a small fire, now you're going to have a ton of little fire going everywhere, right? It separates all that oil into flaming droplets of fire, okay? Our first demonstration, we're not going to hit it with the hose first, right? We're going to dump a nice full cup of water on it that we have duct taped to a stick. And I just want to point out, that is our last Chicago White Sox cup in the fire department. We figured it was good for something to celebrate our historic lost season. Okay, so now we have flames, right? Now that fire has heated up enough, that oil is hot enough to spontaneously combust, right? We have fire. So we're going to have Firefighter Joe come and grab that stick, and he's just going to dump it and hopefully tuck and roll away. Okay, so I have taken away the heat source, right? That is just the flame from the oil now. So another thing we want to talk about, should we have kitchen towels or curtains over our stove? No, right? We want to keep all that flammable stuff away from our stove. Nothing around there. You see we have a towel on the stove. Everybody likes to wipe their hands, while they're cooking. Keep that away from the heat, all right? So what you're seeing now, the fire's rolling up. It's caught that curtain on fire, that towel's on fire. If there's enough fuel in there, cabinets, wherever it might be, anything that's flammable is going to catch fire and it's going to roll up the ceiling and spread out throughout your house. Okay? You might have enough room here where we don't need the water. I don't know. So a pretty obvious demonstration of why you don't want to put a cup of cold water on a hot grease fire, correct? It looks like inside the stove is on fire right now too. Probably had oil dripping down. Anywhere that oil went, you're going to get some fire. Yeah, it's burning pretty good underneath that. So if you let that go for a little bit, you're going to see that fire grow and grow and get hotter and hotter. That curtain we had is completely burned up now. So as I said, we're talking about almost 50% of home structure fires in the United States are kitchen fires. You're looking at over 150,000 fires a year in our country started in the kitchen. A couple other good things to maybe have around in the kitchen are going to be a fire extinguisher, right? So we don't want to use water, but you can use an extinguisher. For any of my fourth graders out there that have done Learn Not to Burn, right? We know the fire triangle, we got fuel, we got heat,
And we've got, what's that third part of the fire triangle? Fuel, heat, and what's that, oxygen? That is correct. I must have taught these classes. I don't know. Yeah, so we are going to attack the oxygen with a Class B liquid fire, right? That's what the extinguisher does. That's what the fire blanket does. If you don't have either of those, you can use baking soda or salt. You want to make sure we don't ever use flour, right? Flour will burn. So if you try to smother the fire with flour, you're going to make it bigger. Might have just about snuffed it out. Let's take a look. The inside of the stove is still burning. Oh, you want to see him hit it with the hose? There's not a lot left, but we'll have to put it out all the way. Now we're fortunate enough that we have enough water from our hose to kind of overcome it. All right, not bad hose work from our probationary firefighter Joe. I've seen some kids do a little bit better job over here at our little fire hose practice, but he's getting there, right? He's got some time. But one thing that we're always going to do is an attempt for extension. Did that fire get up into the ceiling? Is it in the walls, right? That's why we have all those big axes and pipe poles. We're going to be making holes, we're going to be making a mess, but we want to make sure that the fire is completely out. All right, how about a round of applause for our fire crew here, our empty attack crew. Taking a look, making sure it's all out. Are we all good now? We're not going to use water on a grease fire. We're going to use a fire blanket, an extinguisher, baking soda, salt, right? We're going to go after the oxygen part of the fire triangle. Okay, I just want to thank everybody again for coming out. We've got medevac helicopter landed at about 3 o'clock. Don't forget to get your bike raffle tickets. Elmhurst Union Local 3541. We're going to be raffling those off at about 4 o'clock.
Guys?
Thank you, everyone.
What's wrong, Danny? We can't stay, baby. We gotta go. Sorry.